Hello, Nintendo fans. My name is Marmaster. What are we doing today? Um, well, here we are, not with the same old TF2 footage, with some BTD6 footage this time, and it is brand new. It's a little laggy, but I can only do so much. But I just wanted to say that there are some stuff going on. There's some stuff going on, and specifically, I want to speak about a certain thing, that is the podcast. Now, many of you may have forgotten that I even made a podcast because one hasn't been made in like over a year practically. But me and Dylan have finally gotten back into contact, and Discord is hopefully going to start working for Dylan. So we are going to be able to start producing podcasts for you guys. And that is the hope. Now, we can only hope that Discord doesn't kill itself for Dylan, because Discord is now going to be our main source of recording, where it was for the first like 7 podcasts that we did were on Zoom. And as some of you may know, you have to pay for Zoom to have a Zoom meeting that is more than an hour or something like that. So we no longer use Zoom. We are going to hopefully be moving to Discord, and hopefully just Discord is going to be working. Now, if you are curious and want to check out the podcast, it is in the link in the description. It is called The Lonely Boys Podcast. I know, a very long thought out name. Actually, I think it did take us a couple. I don't know. I actually think that has some thought to it. But yeah, it's in the description. It's also going to be in the comments. So please check it out. Yeah, me and Dylan are going to be doing some more podcasts, because hopefully they are not going to be consistent. The only consistent thing to the podcasts is that they're going to be inconsistent. They're not going to be like every Monday like Distractable is or anything like that. They're going to be inconsistent. It's essentially going to be every day I have, or whenever I feel like it and I have a day off, I'll see if Dylan's up to it, and then hopefully we'll record a podcast about something. On the main channel, there are currently like 3-4 podcasts, 2 of which are like Welcome to the Lonely Boys podcast, and the second one is like we're back to doing podcasts. Like the other 2 are actual podcasts, and they're just smash or pass. So yeah, the podcast is happening. The podcasts rather are happening. So look forward to that. I am very excited. I know Dylan probably is as well. But only time will tell on how much we actually do podcasts, and how free I am and how free Dylan is. So So yeah, go check out the podcast channel. Once again, link in the description and in the comments. The link to the podcast is going to be below the Twitter, Discord, and Patreon. So just so you know, and it's going to be a few spaces below. So yeah, check out the Lonely Boys podcast. there's a lot of there's not a lot of thought and care. There's a lot of things, you know. There is a definite there is thought going into it, and I think we are going to be dedicated to the podcast channel because for the longest time, it just sat in dormant. But you guys heard about this if you watched the podcast is back video or the podcasts are back video. If you haven't seen that, me and Dylan really go in depth into why we really hadn't done one in a while and why they are now going to be coming out more recent now, and probably not as consistent as some people may like. But once again, schedules and work and everything has to come together to do a podcast. And once again, there are no guarantees, especially with if we want all three of us on there, which I am referring to me, Dylan, and Camden. And me and Dylan have only gotten Camden on one podcast, and that was Podcast 5. And Podcast 5 was just absolute chaos. That's probably like the one podcast that I don't like is Podcast 5. It's just because it was just so chaotic. There wasn't really like a plan. We just kind of fucked around, you know. So yeah, Podcast 5 I'm not very proud of. That's probably one of my least favorite podcasts is Podcast 5. But it's the meme one. You know, it's 100% the meme podcast. So, once again, just check out the podcast channel, please. Go support it. It only has 2 subscribers. I think it's me and Dylan. But, you know, subscribe to the podcast channel. It means a lot to me and Dylan. You know, so, yeah. But that's it. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to check out my Twitter, Discord, and Patreon. All linked in the description below. Also, by the way, before I sign off here, I'm going to be advertising not the Patreon, the podcast a lot more because once again we haven't done one in a while, so people may have forgotten. So I'm going to be advertising the podcast a lot more. So just so you guys know. And yeah, I think that's it. Fuck, my mouse like fucking died. There we go. Bye.